Donald Trump and his kids have decided that they're not going to let up on the attacks on Judge Merchan, District Attorney Alvin Bragg, and including, of course, Merchan's family. Basically, Trump and at least Don Jr. are attacking every single person involved in the prosecution and in the forthcoming trial. And this was specifically, by the way, against the judge's orders, as the judge made it very clear to Trump and his legal team on Tuesday that they had to cut down on the rhetoric because it could incite violence. Nevertheless, ever since that arraignment, Donald Trump has maintained the attacks and, as I said, extended them to the judge's wife and the judge's daughter. So what can be done? Because obviously if the judge wanted to put a gag order on Donald Trump, this would have happened at the arraignment. But it didn't. The judge thought maybe a verbal warning will be enough to suffice, but clearly it wasn't. The judge, as reported this morning, is now getting death threats. His family is getting death threats. So what can be done? Well, according to a former assistant DA in Manhattan, Dan Horowitz, there's actually a lot that can be done. Some of it very drastic. This is what Horowitz told MSNBC this week. They've seen it all. It's criminal court, just like the television program Crazy Stuff happens in Manhattan. So they have seen when the occasional defendant acts out. Those defendants learn what will happen. There could be gag orders. There could be, I'm not saying this is going to happen here, but defendants who act out physically, they can be restrained physically. And ultimately, they can be barred from the courtroom. That's extraordinary, but they can be barred from participating in their own trial. So I don't think the judge is going to have to send anybody to physically restrain Donald Trump, as he is not physically acting out against anybody. However, the gag order does seem like the most obvious step, even though it's pretty obvious Donald Trump is not going to comply with any gag order regardless of the consequences. So that leaves option C. Donald Trump could end up being barred from his own trial. Now, Trump's involvement in the trial is likely to be very low. It's unlikely that the legal team is going to allow Donald Trump to testify at the trial. That's not going to end well for them at all. So he would essentially just be sitting there the entire time. He wouldn't be speaking, he would just be present. So barring him from the trial is not necessarily going to hinder Donald Trump's defense whatsoever. But that absence, that empty seat, is what is going to be a reminder to the jury that Trump is not there and why Trump is not there. Because he couldn't keep his mouth shut and he put everybody and their families in danger. This is the exact reason, by the way, why this upcoming E. Jean Carroll assault trial for Trump, the jury is going to be anonymous, because the judge in that case actually made a ruling and said, listen, I've seen what you're doing to Alvin Bragg. I've seen what you've done to other juries across the country, to other judges, to other everybody. So I'm going to let this jury be anonymous because I don't want you getting people riled up to come and do something to these people. That judge understood it. Judge Merchan understood it, but didn't go that far. And it may be time for Merchan to take those extra steps, because Trump is not going to knock it off. He made that clear this week. There were reports where he told his staff, I'm going to escalate the attacks. So Merchan needs to step up and put a stop to this before Donald Trump inspires one of his idiot followers to do something horrific.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.